Hey guys, it's your girl Becky with the good hair, and I am cranking out the videos right now because thanks to a jade pie, the internet is going to be crashing and burning because we do not have net neutrality anymore in the next few months. He'll be getting rid of those. So I felt super motivated to just do a bunch of internet-y things while I still can. So I'm just filming video after video of little mini rants. So today I wanted to talk about just the idea of how there is still so much stigma surrounding mental illness. And it baffles me to no end that it's almost 2018 right now, and you still have so much stigma and myths floating around about mental illness. And I think that it's just so damaging and it makes me so angry. And I notice it a lot, especially with celebrities, and I just notice it so much just because recently, there have been, unfortunately, just like so many suicides, so many celebrities dying from suicide. For example, Chester from Linkin Park, and Chris Cornell of Soundgarden and Audioslave, and they both actually were very close friends. And it's just, it's tragic, it's heartbreaking, but I just always feel so upset and so angry when something like this happens, a celebrity dies by suicide, and there are, the comments of condolences and everything, and, people being sad, but then you also see, honestly, way too many for, me to be comfortable. You see way too many comments of absolute stigma and misunderstanding and misrepresentation of what mental illness is. I see so many comments where it's like, oh, well, you were rich and you had a great family, so what do you have to be depressed about? Are you for real? Like, honestly, you really think that that's how mental illness works? A mental illness, it's in your brain, and, it's genetic. It can be very genetic, a lot of them are mainly, they can be genetic. It's circumstantial. You can't help it. Chemical imbalances in your brain. You honestly think that just because somebody's rich and they have a good family, that they're not going to be that they're not going to have a chemical imbalance in their brain? Are you for real? Like, you're serious about that? And it also makes me mad because haven't we all, been through kindergarten? Didn't you hear, money doesn't buy happiness? Hello, money does not buy happiness. Why is it that we understand that concept when we're like 5? And then when people grow up, they're like, oh, but money does buy happiness. He was rich, so he shouldn't be depressed because he's rich. Are you for real? Honestly, I literally can't. I can't with that. I cannot believe that there are grown-ups, adults, walking around this earth right now that literally think that if somebody's rich, they're happy and that they have nothing to be depressed about. Honestly, there are literally people who believe that stuff, and oh my God, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's insane. And then also, I also see like a horrifying amount of comments where people say, oh, well, you know what? I was really depressed, and you know what I did? I got over it. I cured my depression. I got over it. So why didn't he cure his depression? Why didn't he just get over it? Are you serious? Okay, number one, depression is a mental illness. Like I've said, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. It's genetic. It can be, circumstantial. Things in your life can make it better or worse. And it runs in families a lot of the time. Many mental illnesses do run in the family. There are genetic links to almost all mental illnesses. But you honestly think that it's just, oh my God, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. People honestly think that you can just, wake up, oh, ta-da, I'm not going to be depressed anymore, la la la, oh, great, my depression is cured. You honestly think that's how it works. And then too, another thing is when people say that, I cured my depression, why can't you cure yours? Because that person isn't you. Are you serious? You honestly think that because you cured your depression, that someone else can do the exact same thing? You're not the same person. They have a different life experience than you do. They have a different brain than you do. So you don't know their life. You honestly think that what works for you will work for someone else because we're all the same person. Like, Oh my God, oh my God. I really just can't believe that people walk around with these thoughts in their head and they're like, oh, this is so brilliant. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh my God. Like you just smile and you get rid of your depression. Oh my God, it just makes me so angry. And there's just so much stigma. There's so much stigma. People, we have the internet right now, guys. I know that a jade pie is gonna destroy it and you won't be able to access this stuff anymore. But for now, oh my God, like just Google it. Just Google it. But then again too, also, this is a fun one. This is a fun one that I hear a lot. People say, you know, I don't believe in depression. I don't believe in mental illness. I don't believe in anxiety. I don't believe in eating disorders. I don't believe in drug addiction. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that it's, you know, a mental illness. I don't believe in mental illnesses at all. They're not real. Oh my God. Oh dear God. Okay. Hold the phone. So if you think that none of these things are mental illnesses, and that because going along with this, they always say it's a choice. It's a choice. You choose to be addicted to drugs. You choose to have an eating disorder. You choose to be depressed. You choose to have anxiety. They're all choices that you make, and you can just, you know, snap right out of it, right? Okay, if that were the case, if these were all choices, why does anybody choose these things? You really think people are choosing like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be really depressed. I love it. I'm going to cry myself to sleep. I'm not going to be able to wash my hair. I'm not going to be able to, you know, get out of bed. This is a choice. You honestly think people are like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to get so anxious that I'm going to throw up every single day. This is great. You know, I'm making this choice. You think that someone's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to starve myself. This is a choice I'm making. You honestly think that it's a choice. You think that these things are choices. Oh my God. And then going along with that. So if these are choices that people can choose to do and choose to, you know, just stop. Why does therapy exist? Why does therapy exist? Why do doctors exist? Why do antidepressants exist? Why do we have rehab facilities for these things? Why is there rampant relapse when people go to rehab? Why do people have to enter rehab multiple times in order to recover? Why do people suffer from these things for years if they're just choices? It does not compute. It doesn't work. Your logic, there's so many holes in your logic. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. Oh, I just can't. And then the thing too is that this stigma is so damaging. And what I personally think is that I think that it's honestly on the educational system. We need to be educating people about mental illness from a young age. From elementary school, I don't know how old kids should be before they learn about mental illness, but it needs to be early. It needs to be early that people learn about it. They need to learn the science behind it, the psychology behind it. They need to understand that these ideas, this stigma is wrong, it's misinformation, it's not true, it's just a bunch of BS to shame people who are suffering because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to make changes to, you know, help people with mental illnesses. They just want to shame it and be like, oh, it's on you, you know, just wake up, just smile, just snap out of it. Honestly, you know, I snapped out of it, so you should too. Like, that's what it is. People are, they don't want to help these people who have mental illnesses. So it really honestly needs to be on the educational system. We need to be educating people universally from a young age what mental illnesses are, how they manifest, you know, all the science behind it, and also need to learn what's not correct about mental illness. And all this stigma BS is just that. It's just BS. It's not true. And it needs to end. We need to stop allowing these stigmatized ideas and myths. We need to stop allowing it to perpetuate our society. It needs to end, and it's way too late for this stuff to be happening. When we have the internet, we have access to information, and these people, a lot of them are just denying science and denying basic psychology. So I honestly think that it just needs to end. There's no excuse to not be educated about mental illness, but in the meantime, it needs to be taught in schools extensively. because people don't know about mental illness, honestly. To this day, so many people are just uneducated about it and ignorant about it, sometimes determinedly ignorant. So honestly, I think it needs to be taught in schools extensively so that people get it through their head that it's not a choice. None of these are choices. Money does not buy happiness. That's not how psychology works. You know, you can't just, you know, just because you have money, that doesn't mean you're happy. Oh my God, like, it just makes me sad that there's so many people walking around honestly thinking like, nailed it. I'm so smart. Oh God, you know, mental illness doesn't exist. Oh. So yeah, I think that that's about it for me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.